100 years ago, the dark wizard Hollowell raised an army and tried to conquer the world. He was stopped by an unlikely hero, Sheriff Aesop Stormwood. As Hollowell died, he prophesied that he would be reborn twice more and rise again. Stormwood looked him in the eye and said if Hollowell did, his descendants would strike him down. Sheriff Aesop Stormwood went on to form Stormwood and Associates to make sure they'd be ready for Hollowell's returns, a private detective security and federally licensed magic users agency. 25 years ago, Hollowell returned for the first time, and a Stormwood made good on Aesop's promise. But the third coming of Hollowell may not be so far in the future. But the young Raz Stormwood just might know it's coming, and she plans to be ready. The Stormwood adventures continue. For the next 2 episodes, Nick is going to be our GM. It's exciting. Don't you think it's exciting? I think it's exciting. Let's actually have the episode happen now instead of just me saying this.
All right. It's the day looks very gloomy at the Stormwood and Associates building. The rain has been coming down, pouring buckets. It's a very nasty, nasty day at the office. Everyone has... It's about midway through your workday. Everyone's kind of going about their regular business. Bill looks decidedly more green than usual. And you guys are just kind of having a regular kind of day. Maybe lunch break is just ending. Do you guys have any business you need to take care of?
I throw a ball at the wall.
I'm sitting at my desk, just spinning around in my chair.
I'm probably sitting in my office, like watching YouTube videos on my phone.
We are a very professional workplace.
Bill looks like he's dying.
Bill, you okay? Do I need to get one of the interns to scoop you off the floor or something? I got 5 interns working for us now. I don't have to pay them anything. It's great. It's college credit.
I really hate this gig-based economy. Bill throws up into the garbage can next to his desk.
I slowly back away and cover my mouth with my sleeve. Just, how you doing over there? Yeah.
I don't think those elven lunch wraps went down very well.
Oh, so it was the elven lunch wraps. Because they were. It's racist, man. It's racist.
Look, there's an elf food cart that I usually go to that's normally quite good. It has nothing to do with... oh my god. He throws up a second time.
Cal's gonna try to find an intern to clean this up.
As you go looking for an intern, you notice someone is at the door. It is a dwarf woman. She is dressed in very business attire, and she has a very, very well-kempt beard.
Hey, how can I help you? Welcome to Stormwood and Associates.
Hello. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that I'm at the right location.
It says the words on the door right there.
Well, you know how things can go these days. Sometimes information is hard to disseminate. My name is Gormok, and I am from the Human Resources Department of the Farm Barn Company.
Does it bother you that they call it the Human Resources Department?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a real human-centric culture in this country.
I agree, and I'm trying to change the culture of Farm Barn slowly but surely. We're going to make it a much better place to work. But before we can do that, I'm afraid I'm going to need some help. I was hoping that I might be able to talk to your boss, Stormwood, the titular.
Okay. Can I see some credentials just to make sure that I'm talking to who I'm talking to here? And
she pulls out a card. It has the signature Farm Barn logo on it, along with her name and what appears to be an email address and other contact information for Farm Barn.
All right, just a minute. I'm gonna pull out my smartphone and I'm gonna use research just to verify that this person is who they say they are.
Okay. Your smartphone confirms that this is a legitimate Farm Barn email account.
All right. So let me take you back, and I lead her back to the conference room. So just take a seat here, and I will go and get my boss. And I'm gonna go to Raz's office.
She sits comfortably.
I knock on her door. Hey,
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, boss. We got a lady from the Farm Barn, like hardware thingamajigger, coming here. She wants to talk to us about something. I don't know. She just keeps talking about stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it wasn't very helpful. Normally, I am a font of information, but I have verified that she works there. So, you know what?
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll go check it out.
I'm assuming
you're in the conference room.
All right, I'm gonna also go back to the conference room.
Hey, how's it going, Bill?
I think I need to go home.
If there's a problem, they can solve it. If you need to find someone, they can do it. Stormwood and Associates is a detective, security, and federally licensed magic users agency. If you need help, they'll be there. But don't get in their way, or else you'll get caught in the eye of the storm.
Bill is
Yeah, you don't
looking
look so good.
worse every second.
Make sure you send him home with a bucket. Just grab one of the interns waste paper baskets, not the metal ones that with the grating, but the plastic ones. Those are easier to wash out after. Not the recycling. No, the garbage can.
Bill is getting up to leave and finding a bucket. The dwarf lady walks into the conference room very confidently. Miss Stormwood, it is such a pleasure to meet you.
I give her a firm handshake. Nice to meet you too, Miss
Gorlak.
Marlack.
As you may have heard, I am from the family-owned and operated hardware store Farm Barn.
Yes. I've heard the name.
That is so good to hear. We have been trying to be better at reaching out to make ourselves more relevant to today's society. We understand how things are. Unfortunately, I'm not just here to talk about the quality products we sell.
This is what I was referring to.
Yeah. I brush off Cal, as usual.
Now, obviously, you are aware of Farm Barn, but I imagine you might have also heard of another company. Oh, it pains me to even talk about them. Do you know of Barn Farm?
Oh, yeah, I know, but then I got the new light fixtures for the lobby from there.
Yeah. They were running a sale on them, weren't they?
Yeah. Well,
Yes. They can absolutely afford to run a lot of sales. Barn Farm is something of a rival for my company, Farm Barn, and have been for quite a while. See, as you may or may not know, back, in the 1950s, Farm Barn opened up its first store. We began franchising with our popular logo and our unforgettable catchphrase, "We've got it all" at Farm Barn.
Kel is gently sleeping as he leans against the wall.
Excuse me, this is very important to the
What?
case.
No, I'm sorry. I am very present and here, and also, Raz here is our chief investigator and the head of this office. She's definitely the person who needs to be hearing this. I am only here to assist.
Barn Farm, on the other hand, was a company that was started by another clan of dwarves only about a year after our company opened up. There's a lot of rumors that you'll hear that they were started by the same family and there was some fallout between them. We're not related at all.
I'm gonna start Googling to find out if they're actually related.
You notice that the Farm Barn and the Barn Farm logos are nearly identical.
You don't say. The even their logo, one being a arrow pointed forward, the other being a phoenix flying in the same direction, are noticeably similar. Oh boy. I'm going to quickly register farmbarnfarm.com and barnfarmbarn.com.
Now, this wasn't really a problem. We both expanded greatly. We seemed to have a very nice thing going for us until Barn Farm stopped being a family-run company, unlike Farm Barn. Barn Farm was bought out by East Coast elves, no less.
Is there a problem with East Coast elves?
Well, there's a problem if you don't like your hardware stores being run by families like Farm Barn is.
Are you saying that that elves don't have families?
Well, these are just investors. They're not the same family that opened Barn Farm.
But assuredly, these investors have families.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with your sympathies with these people. You see, we have a much bigger problem than that. Ever since they were bought out, they've been moving their stores more and more into territory that they've never been in before. Now, granted, there was nothing on the records. It was more of a gentleman's agreement between the two families. But now that Barn Farm has been bought out, they've been putting up stores in locations that we already had a foothold in for decades before. We're getting concerned about the actions of Barn Farm, and it's leading us to believe that they might be planning a hostile takeover of all of our current territory. And that's why we would like to ask you, Miss Stormwood, and your titular associates, to help us to try to find out what Barn Farm's end goal is in their reckless expansion.
Big money? Sorry, no. Kel does not say that. Kel does not say that.
More specifically, you have to understand, we're trying to take care of Farm Barn and the Farm Barn family. And as a result, we're worried that they might be trying to run us completely out of business. We need someone to get into their corporate headquarters and find out what precisely it is they're planning.
Alright. Let me speak with my associates for a moment, and I'll be right with you with answer on that. And I kind of like put my arm around Kel's shoulders, and we take him outside the conference room, shut the door so she can't hear, so we can have a little tete-a-tete. How many cases have we had this month?
Well, I mean, like, so there was... I mean, not a ton.
Right?
But,
Right.
I mean, we've had some. Like, we've done enough to keep the lights on. I'd like to hire some real employees and not just the 5 intern bows. I will tell you, I do not believe that kid is legitimately enrolled in a school. I'm pointing at some guy in the corner. I caught him. I caught him eating the coffee. Not like drinking coffee. I mean, like, eating the ground beans. Like, I don't know what is happening there. But this Brian kid is just not. There's something wrong. So yeah, I'd like to, but like,
Yeah.
But we're paying the rent.
Yeah.
This whole thing feels weird to me. Like,
Yeah. That's why I'm like, do we really need to take it?
I'm not saying
Or
like your
two.
dad's taken cases like this. Like, I'm not saying the company's. I'm not saying the company's never done anything like this before, but it's sketchy.
Yeah.
It's sketchy as hell. And we could get, like, if we aren't careful, like, we can do an investigation. Like, I mean, like, we can investigate this competitor, but, like, she's not talking about, like, anything dire. She's talking about them setting up stores across the street. Like, nobody freaked out about Starbucks doing that, except for, you know, I mean, obviously we hate it when Starbucks, but whatever. Subway's the real problem.
Agreed.
But,
In the background, you see Babbitt walk up to Brian and stick his hand into the can of Maximilian House. Stick in his mouth.
Alright, so I guess we better take this case.
I want to hire someone better than that guy. Just point Brian. If Brian might notice, I'll just wave, give him a thumbs up. Keep doing the good work there, kid. Keep doing
Brian
a good
grabs a
job.
big handful of coffee grounds
You're doing
and
great.
just shoves them in his mouth, making eye contact with you.
Love it. Great initiative. Yeah, we gotta get rid of this guy.
Yeah, okay. I open up the door and go back in with my hand out. We'd be happy to work with you. Let's go back.
Thank you so much. And it's Gorlak.
Gorlak. It is Gorlak.
Oh.
Cheese ras. Humans. You know what I mean? All right, so I will go get the paperwork ready. There you go. Get whatever paperwork we normally do. Good standard contract stuff.
Yeah.
Excellent. By the way, Miss Stormwood,
Yes.
if I were in your position, I might keep an eye out for who they might have hired I don't know why, but I have a feeling that they might be looking into some really feasibly unpleasant characters themselves.
Alright, thanks for the tip.
Thank you for your time. She also hands you her business card with the Farm Barn logo on it and exits.
All right. So the crazy lady's gone. And we have to investigate
Barn
Farm. So, like, I'm going to screw this up so many times. I will tell you Farm, Barn, Farm, and Shed. I don't know.
Barn.
All right. So, I'm going to... all right. So, we got to figure out where to start. Kel is going to do... I'm going to use research to find out whatever I can about Barn Farm so we can figure out where to start.
Let's see, what I'm trying to remember what you would roll for.
Well, research is just research. That's a give me 5 minutes skill. I'm not hacking their system. I'm starting out with just trying to find out, like, their locations, like obviously we're in the Bay Area, so, like, how many stores are in the current area, like, you know, just basic stuff. Because obviously we're not going to go fly out to the East Coast, you know.
Right. You find that they have a corporate office actually just on the other side of just on the other side of town. Like, it would be about a 30-minute drive from the office.
Okay. All right, so they got a corporate office. Is there any way I can use research to get blueprints? With the city planning office?
Yeah, you can get at least a basic outline.
Yeah, because, you know, it's TV. We can always get the blueprints.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I also want to try to find out if I can anything about their computer systems or anything like that. Anything that you'll let me know.
All right. You can just looking at their computer systems. It's pretty clear that this company has not done a company-wide hardware or software update within the last decade.
Okay, so it's going to be a bunch of stuff that's not directly connected to the internet, but low security once I get there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So Cal kind of calls in the team that's there, except not the interns.
Yeah.
Into the
Hey,
conference.
what's up? We got a job?
So, so we've been hired by Farm Barn to find out what Barn Farm is doing, and yeah, it's confusing as it sounds. So, we're gonna be doing some illegal shit. Everybody strap in, okay? Okay. So, in theory, we've been hired to find out what exactly Barn Farm's expansion into this area is going to be, I guess. And so they do have a corporate facility about 30 minutes away. And they've got tech, so they have primitive technology that I can't get into from here, presumably, but based on what I've researched, like when the last time they did upgrades and stuff, based on like public records, all that shit, pardon my language, I know this is a professional workplace. Again, Brian is out there eating coffee again. Like, he's supposed to be making copies of that contract and filing them, and he's got like 3 of them done, and he's like just fun. Is he using the contract to funnel coffee into his mouth? What is?
It's pretty good. Have you tried it? Have you tried it?
But anyways,
Brian makes eye contact with you again. And
good
just
job,
starts
buddy.
chewing.
I just give him a big thumbs up and smile. All right, so anyway,
Right, he's gonna have to buy his own coffee to eat.
anyways, So there's a corporate facility about 30 minutes away from here, and if we can get into that facility, then I can access the computer systems and possibly, download everything. I don't know. I got a big hard drive. I just pulled up a little case with a hard drive. I can pretty much get everything on here, probably. I mean, it's a hardware store. I mean, what are they going to do? They have a massive complex plan involving lumber. Like, is there really a lot to say about 2x4s besides how many you have and how long they are and where they're coming from? I can't think of anything else. All right, so if we can get in, I could probably find whatever data we need to on their systems, but we need to get in, which is, of course, where you two lovely folks come in. I gesture to Raz and Babbitt. Because you're good at punching people and you're good at, being sneaky.
Yeah, I can be sneaky.
I mean, that's why we pay you money. So if you couldn't, it would be like paying for Brian, which thankfully we do not do, except for apparently in coffee. He's going for the decaf. I thought this was a caffeine thing. He's going for the decaf.
Okay, whatever it is Brian's up to. Okay, so you guys, are you gonna head over to the barn farm headquarters?
Well, Kel, do you have anything about their security or?
All right, so I've got blueprints and I do the fancy holo display. And so, what kind of entrances are we looking at?
All right, you see that there is the building is relatively large. On one side of it is regular office entrances with where you have a main parking lot, couple of regular just glass doors, and nearby both of those doors a receptionist there to kind of guide people where they need to go. Beyond that are a couple of different floors, offices, and conference rooms. On the other side of the building, there is a warehouse. Those doors actually have security clearance, and you need to have the right card to get into, although there are also 15 dock doors for outgoing trucks full of supplies for the various stores in the region.
So are the only security, like the key card doors, are those only on the warehouse part, or are they
only on the warehouse? Yeah,
only on the warehouse part.
Although those and the dock doors for the trucks are just regular slide open doors.
Okay.
They have a locking mechanism on them, but it's like they're like garage doors.
All right, so the real question is, do we want to go in daylight or do we want to go at night? And there's twofold here. So, like, obviously at night, we could hit those loading doors if we can break the locks. Can you pick the locks?
I can pick the locks.
All right. So that's one option. But if we get caught, then we're just there in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. I don't know what other... Do I know what other security that the building has?
There's a fence around the building, and it is locked after 8 p.m. every night.
Okay, but is
so like a
is
regular fence.
But do I know if there's like an alarm system or?
You do not know.
Okay. All right, so we don't know if there's an alarm system or not, and that is an issue. Now, if we hit during the day, we got a couple of ways to go about this. The front doors don't require a security lock, but there's a receptionist. Now, the back doors do require security, do require a key card, but they go to a warehouse. Now, we could either, this is just me thinking here, that if we went in the day, usually, at some point, if we could, say, blend in with warehouse workers, usually, at every place I've ever worked, right around lunchtime, there are people who will be going out those doors. And not everybody checks to see that someone going back in the other way has an ID card. But, again, you got a risk of being spotted. And while I'm sure there's a computer in the warehouse, there are going to be more computers on the office side.
And the other thing is, in the warehouse side, there's like more likely to be people who work second or third shift.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's true.
in the office, you usually don't have anybody there at night.
What kind of doors are there on the front?
On the front, they look like regular glass doors with like a hard bolt lock. Nothing too fancy. There's probably a security system that they probably have like a really basic like calls the police security system set up or after they close.
Okay. All right. Too bad Bill went home sick. We just go get him tased in the lobby and everyone's slip in.
Right?
It works.
Works.
Somewhere on the other side of town, Bill sneezes violently.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, if we go in the office side at night, we of course can just break in. During the day, we go in as some kind of team, systems analysts or something. What?
Janitors?
Janitors? Yeah.
Honestly, if you go in anywhere with a white shirt and a clipboard,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any idea what you're gonna do?
White shirt and clipboard it is.
white shirts and clipboards, and a gun.
I think I'll do the janitor.
With the
That
knockout
way.
bullets.
Yes, the knockout bullets.
That way I can shove all of my magenta hair into a cap.
Okay.
And if I have one of the rolly carts, even better. Stash all my crap on there.
Okay, Raz is going to be a janitor.
And I, alright, so Kel's gonna put on a white shirt, dress pants, a yellow hard hat, and a badge that says AT&T,
All right.
and grab a clipboard.
Babbitt's got nice clothes, white shirt, tie, and a briefcase.
Okay. Are all of you going to enter at the same time, or are you going to try to space it out?
I'd say I'm going to go in first.
I think spacing it out.
All right. All in agreement?
Let's go get into the SUV, guys.
All right.
All right. You guys get into the SUV. Traffic is pretty normal. Actually, what's our equivalent of a spot check? Anyone want to roll a spot check? Or how can I do that?
Okay.
Or how do you guys roll a spot check?
What do you mean by a spot check?
Like just as you're driving, if you notice anything out the window.
Oh,
I mean, Gen literally has a thing that is that.
Oh, okay.
well,
Yeah.
are we talking about
Well-
investigate or?
I guess.
It's just something you see. As you guys are driving,
Well-
Raz out of
Oh, I was gonna say is you can either if Raz is because I'm assuming Kel is driving. If Raz can always totally investigate while we're driving, or you can make us do a D10 challenge.
Actually, you guys, everyone roll a d10.
Yeah.
8.
3.
6.
All right. As you guys are driving, going the opposite, in the lane going the opposite direction, Babbitt thinks that he might see Barrow Mackay's crew driving directly the opposite direction of which way you guys are going. But you don't. But so, make of that what you will.
I see a very familiar looking van.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
You know, you'd think they'd get that hubcap fixed.
Traffic is pretty normal today. You get there, pull up, everything looks fine. It's kinda. I'm having a brain fart. What time? So you guys are just going there during the day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, you've pulled up. Everyone's there, ready to go. What are you guys gonna do? You're at the building.
All right. Well,
I get my stuff and I just go in.
yeah, it's obviously we're gonna drop Raz off separately because it would look weird if we were all getting out of the same car.
Yeah.
All right.
And Kel, driving the generic black unmarked SUV, is going to park it, step out, stride into the office, and just walk right by reception without stopping. Because I'm supposed to be here. Kel is supposed to be here.
The receptionist is clearly perturbed by how quickly that you move in, but immediately gives up because you look like you know what you're doing.
That is the plan.
Okay, Babbitt's already in, or do you acknowledge the receptionist?
Yeah, I just go, hey, how's it going?
The receptionist looks up at you. Oh, hello. May I ask who you're here to see today?
I'm just here working.
Oh, are
keep
you
on
new
going.
hire? All right. She seems a little doubly perturbed.
I'm gonna look for like an empty office. Just any place where there's a computer.
All right, you find a hallway, and there's a couple rooms on either side of you. On your right, there's one where a bunch of some dark elf salesmen are showing off some brand new tools that they had just manufactured and really want the company to start carrying. The room past that one is empty. And there is a computer terminal just sitting in the corner.
All right. So the information I want is not on is going to be on the network, right? And obviously not on an individual hard drive on a local computer.
Correct.
And so to look as normal as possible, like a person in a hard hat wearing an AT&T badge, I'm going to not go to the computer, but I'm going to take out my small portable machine and plug it in directly into the Ethernet socket on the wall.
Smart.
Yeah.
All right.
Babbitt is going to try to look around just to find a sign or a wall placard with the name of someone who might be like of a management level.
Alrighty. Okay, so you find you actually find a couple of offices. One that says that it's for a specifically for sentient species resources that appears to have had the where it appears that it used to say human resources, but it was scratched out recently. And another office for warehouse for the warehouse, and last but not least, an office labeled expansions manager.
And is there a name of any of these people?
The sentient species resources manager, it's written down, but Lord help you if you can actually understand what language it's written in. The more you look at it, the more that your mind seems to drift toward madness. Might be best not to even try reading it.
Okay.
The warehouse person, their name is Scotty.
Okay.
Just Scotty Scott, actually.
Then I'm going to go back to reception.
Okay.
All right, so Kel, having plugged in his computational device, we are going to use Tech Solution, which is one of my sweet move points. And what I'm going to do is bypass the firewall and connect and mount the server's drives directly to my machine, in which I'm going to use a shadow mount crossing the TCP IP with the transconductor and make a complete copy of the hard drives of their primary servers.
All right.
Does that work? I say yes.
I have no idea what any of that means, so I'm going to say yes.
Wait. Everyone else has to vote. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Works for me. All right, so you make the copy of the information.
All right. That's what I was here to do. So I'm going to unplug my device. I'm going to log out. I'm going to grab my stuff, and I'm going to confidently exit the building and go back to the car.
All right. Raz, what are you up to?
Well, I saw those two guys go in.
Mm-hmm.
How long did Kel take?
Due to the fact that this is just a regular syndicated TV show, and computers seem to work amazingly quickly unless the plot demands that they don't, I'm going to say it took like maybe 5 minutes tops.
That did take more than 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
She should have the opportunity to do something while I was doing that.
All right,
Okay.
I'm sorry. So yeah, so we'll go with it. It's about a 20-minute window.
Okay. Then yeah, donned in our janitor jumpsuit and cap. She goes into the building, kind of like tips cap, like does the milady at the receptionist as she's passing by. Heads just like straight back and tries to find a janitorial closet.
Okay. As you're looking for a janitorial closet, you do find a room that has the standard like cleaning trays, a rolly cart, and a noticeably kind of out of place container that looks like it's for like industrial, not just like industrial cleanup, but it seems to be labeled as if it's specifically for getting rid of magic residue.
How can I fit that container like onto the rolly cart?
It is, the full container itself is very large.
Okay.
So you would not be able to fit the whole thing, although there is a applicator device for it that could be easily carried on the rolly cart.
I do, however, use my cell phone to take a photo of it.
Okie dokie.
Before I grab the rolly cart and head out, and I wander about with my rolly cart looking as if I have purpose, even though I don't.
All right. One of the office people notices you. Excuse me.
Yes.
My trash hasn't been emptied yet today.
Sorry about that.
You should be. Oh, I don't even know why we do this. I told them that we should just hire some people that actually work within the company and not a bunch of outsourced labor that come in just to do janitorial work. I don't know why we can't afford regular janitors.
As he's tirading, I assume he's like pointing to wherever his trash
is,
and I dutifully to keep up the ruse and go and like take his garbage, and as I am going to throw it away, I'm glancing over what's in the trash can.
It's
important papers or anything.
You do see the it's mostly like some like Skittles wrappers, Butterfinger, and a document. Oh, there is one document in there though, like what looks like with the official company letterhead on it.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind as I dump it into the trash bin on my cart and return it.
Okay. Do you take a look at the document?
When he's back at his desk, yes.
Alrighty. Okay. Thank you. Jeez. He sits back. Guy sits back down. Goes back to what he was doing.
Whenever Kel gets back to the car, he's going to start going through the data on the computer while he waits for his coworkers to return. Because technically, he's done exactly what he planned on doing the whole time.
Okie dokie. Excellent.
When Babbitt gets back to reception, he's going to go up to the receptionist and be like, "Hey, I was going to meet someone from the warehouse, Scotty, I think, but I can't find it. I was wondering if you could help me out.
Oh, yes, Mr. Scotty Scott from the warehouse. He's very stressed out right now, what with extra help coming in and out this last week.
Understandable.
I can direct you to his office, and I can page him to come see you if you would like.
I mean, I don't want to bother him if he's that stressed out.
All right. Well, if you'll follow me, the receptionist takes you back to Scotty Scott's office.
Sure. Yeah. How do you like working here?
Oh, it's about as good as it can be, I guess. She shrugs.
Let me know if you ever need me to roll a bullshit.
It's pretty clear that this woman is pretty checked out.
Yeah,
she's in it for the paycheck at this point. There's not a whole lot else going on here.
Okay.
As she leads you to the office, and she then notices, oh, well, I should just page Scotty so he knows you're back here.
Yeah, if that's what you think is right.
She picks up the phone. Scotty Scott, you have a visitor in your office. Scotty Scott. The intercom goes off throughout the entire building.
My name is Trey Dorn, and I played Kel this episode. Raz Stormwood is played by Gen Proc, Babbitt by Kyle Johnson, and Bill, along with being your game master this episode, is played by Nick Izumi. Stormwood and Associates is a production of Nerd and Tie. You can find more information at nerdandtie.com. Along with our social media is at Twitter, Nerd and Tie, Tumblr, Nerd and Tie, Facebook /Nerd and Tie. And remember, you can subscribe to this with any place that has podcasts. Probably will be on iTunes by the time it's released. Maybe, who knows? But the RSS feed's always out there. And to be continued.